No. James, what we've got to understand, I said, you've got to get things in its context.
I am. The context is the book of Exodus and the book of Leviticus, which you just cited as your justification for what I describe as homophobia. So I'm just wondering why you pick that bit and yet you ignore the other bits. Are you allowed contact with a woman while she is in her period of menstrual uncleanliness, Clive?
Yeah.
No, you're not, mate. That's Leviticus 15:19 to 24.
Again, James, you are taking things out of context.
No, I'm reading it out of the Bible.
You want to bring it back to men and men.
I'm bringing it back to Leviticus, which is what you just told me to do. So you're going to have to answer some of my questions at least at one point. So let's start with the slavery. Is it okay to sell my daughter into slavery?
No, it's not.
But it says in Leviticus that it is, Exodus that it is.
No, this was what mankind was doing because there was situation and circumstance.
But mankind was also lying with man, and you said that was bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why is that bad, but selling your daughter into slavery is not acceptable?
What we have to get back is to God's ideal.
No, mate, what you have to do is tell me how I can tell which bits of the Old Testament you think we should...
Can I give you an example?
No, you can answer my questions. No,
yes, I'm going to.
No, I said no.
Give an example.
No, you can't give me an example. You need to tell me which bits of Leviticus you choose to obey and which bits you don't. I don't know if you're familiar with Sangeeta Maiska, who presents a program on this radio station on Sunday.
Yes, I've heard.
So that is the Sabbath day. Sangeeta presents on the Sabbath day.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't present on the Sabbath. What day is that?
Saturday and Sunday she presents.
Okay, sure, yes. Saturday's the Sabbath, yes. Go ahead.
Exodus 35:2 clearly states that she should be put to death.
Why?
Because she's working on the Sabbath, mate.
Oh. No.
It's in Exodus. You just told me to read it.
No. I didn't say to read Exodus.
You told me to. You just said Genesis to Revelation. I suggested that the Old Testament had been superseded by the Sermon on the Mount. You said it hadn't. You told me to go back to Leviticus when you were trying to justify your homophobia. I've gone to Exodus. Do I have to kill Sangeeta Maiska for the sin of working on the Sabbath? Yes or no? It's a simple question.
No, you don't.
Well, why not? Because the Bible tells me to. You're handing down the law on homosexuality, so you must know the stuff about this. Is Leviticus 25:44. I may indeed possess slaves, provided they are purchased from neighbouring nations. So would that include Wales, or would I have to go all the way to France?
If that's what the scripture says, then that's so.
Okay, so slavery's a good thing. Slavery's allowed then, for you as a good Christian. Do you have any slaves?
No, I don't. Okay. I explained to you, James.
Do you have your hair? Can I ask you to describe your current hairstyle to me?
It's bald.
Right, so you've trimmed it around the temples.
Around the temple?
Yeah, you've trimmed your hair around the temples.
Yeah.
Well, that's expressly forbidden by Leviticus 19:27. I have to kill you now.
No, not at all.
Well, yes, this is all in your book, mate.
Again, as I said...
I haven't finished.
Yes.
What are you wearing?
You've got to get it in this context.
What are you wearing at the moment, Clive?
I'm wearing one robe with all one thread.
And what colour? No, you're not, though, are you? Because even you know how hypocritical you're sounding now, because you're not allowed to wear two different kinds of thread.
No.
You're blaspheming.
Not at all.
Well, mate, you just are. You just like the bit that hurts the gays, but you're happy to ignore the rest of it. Why do you think that is?
Can I say to you,
No,
James,
you can answer my question. Why do you pick the bit out of all of these books that discriminates against homosexuals, but you ignore all of the rest of it?
There's some laws that were done away with at the cross, but the moral law of liberty, the 10 Commandments...
I'm going to ask you for the final time, why do you choose to obey the bit that harms gay people while ignoring the rest of it?
It doesn't harm them. They're harming themselves because they're violating the principles of God.
But you're definitely not homophobic.